Dear second year students, I will teach you a new poem today. That is the third poem, A Psalm of Life. A Psalm of Life is written by Wordsworth Longfellow. The name of the poet is Wordsworth Longfellow, an American poet, a genius, a versatile genius, a prolific writer, a distinguished and very powerful writer who has been honored by the royal dynasty in England. He is the first American poet who has been honored in England, and his poems normally are didactic in tone and tempo. The poems of Wordsworth Longfellow are didactic in nature, tempo, and he always wants to give instruction, advices to his readers, and he willfully, deliberately wants to make his poem didactic. A Psalm of Life is a song of life. The meaning of a psalm is a song, and it is also a hymn, H-Y-M-N, hymn. It is a song of life or a hymn of life, the hymn of life. So the poem is full of biblical allusions. Biblical allusions are there in the poem, and it has been written on the carpe diem theme. So it is a theme which has already been adopted by George Herbert in the metaphysical school of poetry. And the meaning of the theme is that the writer will give stress to the present time. He will give importance to the present time, and he will never look back to the dead past, to the bygone days, and he will never see the future. The dead past is buried, the past is buried, and the future is unseen. And the present time, the present condition, the present time is very important. And that is why Wordsworth Longfellow has given rise to the carpe diem theme, carpe diem, C-A-R-P-E, capital D-I-E-M, carpe diem theme. Dear students, the poem contains 9 stanzas. The poem contains nine stanzas, and the stanza is in quatrain form. There are 4 lines in a stanza, and the stanza gives you the rhyme scheme FBAB. It gives you the rhyme scheme FBAB. And the poet has made a reference to the Bible, and that is why biblical allusions are found in the poem. And the poem has a second name, the subtitle of the poem. The poem has a subtitle in the second name. The subtitle of the poem is What the Heart of the Young Man Said to the Psalmist. You write down the Subtitle of the poem, But the heart of the young man said to the psalmist. That is the subtitle of the poem, second name of the poem. And a psalm of life. A psalm of life is a song of life, is a hymn of life, in which the poet Longfellow has given his instruction advice about the creation of human being, about the meaning of life. The meaning of life is very important. So, he has given importance to the ethics of life, the morality of life, the meaning of life, and like Pope, Alexander Pope, the 18th century poet Alexander Pope, like Pope, Longfellow has told us in the poem, which is implicit. He has already told us that we should know ourselves. Alexander Pope has written a poem named Know Than Thyself. Know Than Thyself. Know yourself. The meaning of the poem is to know yourself. And likewise, we are to know ourselves. The poet has already given the instruction. Unless we understand the meaning of life, unless we actually understand the meaning of life, we cannot find out the mystery of creation. We can never find out the mystery of creation. We can never see what is there in the mystery of creation. So that is why the poet wants to say, alluding the Bible, or giving allusions from the Bible, that life is meaningful, earnest, full of activities, full of hectic activities, and we should stick to what is good. As a human being, we should differentiate the good and the evil, the good and the bad, and what is good should be given much more importance. That is why, without knowing the actual meaning of life, without knowing ourselves, without knowing the very creation of human beings, we cannot find any mystery. We cannot find any mystery lying behind, lurking behind. We cannot find any mystery. So, like other great men and women, like other great souls, we are to leave our legacy, we are to leave our bequest, we are to leave the footprints, the footfalls on the sand of time. On the sand of time, we are to leave our footfall like them. We follow their footfalls. Though the footfalls are invisible, though the footprints are invisible on the sand of time, but still we see it from our mind's eye. And like them, the great souls, the great men and women, we are to leave the legacy, we are to leave the bequest, and we are to achieve many things, and leave the footprints on the sand of time for others. Do your duty, do it every day, do your best, and do it every day. And that every day, each tomorrow, the poet wants to say that each tomorrow is better than today. That means tomorrow's work will be better than the work of today. And each and every day, we are to see We are to seek the good works, the noble works, and we are to make noble achievement. Though we have already come for a short time, like the lily flowers. Like lily flowers, we come for the short time, but we should spread our fragrance. The great souls will never stay, will never remain, will never stay on earth for a long period, for a long time. They come for a short while, they come for a short time, and they spread their sweet fragrance and leave the legacy, and we are to follow. So, you see, so many great poets, so many great writers have died prematurely. They had their premature death. But, you mark, they have given innumerable, immense, and a large number of articles they have already given to us in the form of poems, in the form of prose pieces, in the form of a drama, and they have left their noble deeds. So, dear students, we are to follow their footprints, we are to follow their nobility, we are to follow their footfalls, and we are to live the legacy, what they have already left, and we are to follow them. So that is why you mark, biblical allusions are there in the poem. Biblical allusions. I want to say, what is an allusion? You will be in doubt what the allusion is. What is the meaning of allusion? Allusion is a brief reference. Allusion is a brief reference to person, thing, or place. It is a brief reference to person, thing, or place. Allusion. And that is why biblical allusion has already been given by the poet in the poem. The poet in the poem, a psalm of life, a hymn of life, comprising 9 stanzas. Each stanza is a quatrain, 4 lines are there, and the rhyme scheme of these 4 lines are a B, and the poem is written on carpe diem theme. What is carpe diem theme? That the present time is given much more importance. Future is on sin. Past is dead, buried under the sword, buried under the tide, crossed under the wheel of time, crossed under the wheel of time, and future is on sin. And at this moment, at this time, during this time, the present time is important. Present time is important for us. And that is why the poet has given importance to the present time. Only because of that, he has followed the carpe diem theme. In one of the poems of George Herbert, I have seen the carpe diem theme was there, I have seen. And like other poets also, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow has given this theory or this theme, this theory in the poem, a psalm of life. Again, I am telling the meaning of the title of the poem is that it is the song of life. It is a song. Life is not full of empty dreams. Life is not full of empty dreams. Life is to be lived. Nobility, sublimity, nobility, the best qualities, the good qualities are essential so far as life is there. Life is concerned. That is why life wants, life needs all these things. Nobility, sublimity, goodness, the best qualities, All these things are must be associated with life, and our life must be noble. So I have come on another poem of Ben Jonson. The poem of Ben Jonson, Elizabethan poet, Elizabethan writer, who has written a very beautiful poem. The name of the poem is A Noble Nature. The name of the poem is A Noble Nature. In noble nature, the poet wants to say, in small proportions, we just beauty see, and in short measures, life may perfect be. In small proportions, we just beauty see, and in short measures, life may perfect be. You write down again. In small proportions, we just beauty see, and in short measures, life may perfect be. In small proportions, we just beauty see, and in short measures, life may perfect be. That means a flower, a beautiful flower comes for a short while, but it gives a sweet scent, it gives a sweet fragrance, it spreads a sweet fragrance. And likewise, if a man comes for a short while and spreads a fragrance or becomes famous for his creativity, he will be remembered. He will be as one of the mementos. He will be a memento, an icon. That is why, just like the flower, the man may come, and during his tenure, during his stay, he must create what is good. And he has that ability, he should have that ability to create what has not been created earlier. We have to follow the footprints, no doubt. We have to follow the footprints of the noble man, noble souls, great souls, sublime. We do follow, and we are to create of our own, and that should be linked with the nobility, sublimity, goodness, and our achievement is important so far as human life is there. You mark, this poem is full of instruction, this poem is full of advice, this poem is full of ethics, morality, and the allusions from Bible, biblical allusions, that is called biblical allusion, and all these things are there. And he wants to say, life is not full of sounds and furies, like Thomas Hardy. Like Thomas Hardy, he does not say, the poet does not say that life is full of sounds and furies, signifying nothing. Life is not full of sounds and furies. Life is not full of sounds and furies. Again, life is not full of sounds and furies, signifying nothing, is not. And life is full of beauty, full of creativity, full of nobility, and it must be sublime. Life must be sublime. And life is earnest and real. Only fantasy is not the meaning of life. Only dream, empty dream, has nothing to do with the life itself. And life is full of something that will help you, that will help you for your creativity, long art, for your long art, for your creativity, for your creation, that will help you. That is why life is to be understood, it is to be lived properly, life is to be lived properly, it must be understood, and everybody should know what the life is. We are to know ourselves. We are to know ourselves first. Without fingering at others, you are to finger at you. You are to see what you are and sing it, realizing it, knowing you, put blame on others. But without knowing you, you should not put blame on others. So, dear students, I want to say that life has something to do with nobility, sublimity, and you are to, the life is to achieve something. So, we should give time to present. We should give time to present without looking backward, without looking back, without looking at the future, without looking back. We have to give time to the present. Present is important. Present is important. Present condition. So, you come to the first line of the poem, and the poem is a didactic. The poem is a didactic, D-I-D-A-C-T-I-C, because it may bring correction. It may bring correction of your foils and foibles, foils and follies, foils and foibles. It may bring correction. It may bring correction in you. It can make you stand. It can make you realize what the life is. It can make you see the surrounding. And that is why the poem has been written in didactic form, didactic, D-I-D-A-C-T-I-C, because it is the capability to cure you. It is the capability to cure you, to heal your mind. Or it has the capability to bring correction in you. That is why it is written in didactic tone and tempo, didactic form. So I have given you the second title of the poem, the second subtitle of the poem, For the Heart of the Young Man, set to the psalmist. What is the heart of the young man, set to the psalmist, is the subtitle of the poem. So you come to the poem. Tell me not in mournful numbers. First of all, I am now analyzing the first line of the poem. Tell me not in mournful numbers. Tell me not in mournful numbers. Tell me not. So the statement, it is in imperative form. The first line of the poem is in imperative form, and the poet wants to say, don't say sadly. Don't sing sadly. Numbers. What is the meaning of numbers? Meaning of numbers is song. The meaning of numbers. Tell me not in mournful numbers. This is not number, this is numbers. Mournful numbers means sad poem, sad song, sad song. Don't tell me in sad song. Don't sing just before me, sadly. And say, life is full of empty dreams. Don't say. Don't say me. Don't give an instruction to me. Don't clarify that life is full of empty dreams. Don't clarify it. Don't give any logic to it. Don't be logical. That means don't say that life is full of empty dreams. Don't say like that. Life is meaningful and earnest. Life is meaningful and earnest. And empty dream bears no result. What is a dream? Dream is fantasy. Dream is unreal. Dream is unreal. Dream is fantasy. And the poet says that tell me not in mournful numbers. Do not tell me or do not sing sad song in front of me or anybody else. Don't say that life is full of empty dream. No. The dream which is empty. The dream which bears no result. The dream which bears no fruit. The dream which bears no result at all is not at all a dream. Dream should be real. Dream should be real. Dream should not be fantasy. Dream should not be imagination. Dream should not be fancy. Dream should not be frangic. Dream should not be madness. Dream should not be lunaticism. Dream should not be madness. But it must be real and earnest. And if dream does not become If a dream does not become a reality of reality, it does not become a reality. What is the meaning of the dream? So that is why the poet wants to say in the first line of the poem that don't sing sadly, don't say sadly, don't sing sadly, that life is full of empty dreams. No, don't say like this. So I will come to the poem. In the next class, I will come to the poem. This is the introduction part. You may tell the introductory part. And in the next video, I will come to the poem and I will start analyzing the poem line by line. It is a very powerful poem. So it is a very powerful poem which has the lines, derived from the Bible, and the reference has been met to the Bible. And Henry Wordsworth Longfellow, as being a renowned poet, wants to allude the Bible, and the poem is full of figures of speech. The poem is full of figures of speech. In each stanza, you will find one or two figures of speech. Many figures of speech are there in the poem, and also the biblical allusions are there. I will tell you the line, what he has quoted, and anyhow, you are to be very serious and you are to be very attentive to my video, and you listen minutely. You pay attention to my video, you will receive many things. If you are unmindful, you cannot catch hold of anything. You cannot memorize anything, you cannot catch anything. And you are to be very meticulous, very sincere, and very attentive while listening to the video, because this is online class and this is not a classroom interaction, but I will tell you many things. So here I cannot tell many things because this is online class, the time is limited, and the video will never go to you because it will be heavy validity. The video will be heavy validity, it will never go to you. And that is why I consume within 45 minutes. I consume 45 minutes or less to prepare the video because it will be easily sent to you. Thank you all. Thank you all.